Waking up, it's gone. It leaves us feeling cold again. Picking up the stones our hands were made to feel. And moments like these, they show us what we've got when we ain't. Today is the day to get my bed linens washed and hung out, and it will not take long for them to dry today. The wind is like 20 miles an hour today, y'all. So less than an hour, they all should be good and dry and back on the bed. I want to spend some time with y'all before this weekend, just to wish y'all a beautiful weekend. We'll be serving the Lord this weekend as always, and being with our families. I just want to wish y'all the best. Spend a little time with me today. We'll just go to the garden a little bit. Some of y'all been asking about doing a little tour of the house a little bit. I might do some of that. But I just want to be with y'all just for a while till we see y'all next time. So stick around and let's go out to the garden. Some of my bulbs that I planted last year are coming up. I've started to plant a few flowers and things in some of my old containers. It takes a while to get them all filled and looking pretty, but I'm getting a pretty good start. Last time y'all seen the garden, I had just really started filling them up with compost and planting seeds and just getting it started. Now you'll be able to see how much they have grown and how many of my beautiful flowers, the seeds that I planted, how many actually come up and that are just filling each container. Of course, y'all that know me and know me best know that this is my happy place out in my gardens. I spend a lot of time out here. Got some lavender. Got a pretty good sized cabbage there in that pot. Doing really good, growing good. Got some ashwagandha, filling that big pot up. A lot going on. My beautiful knockout roses. Just a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Planted some basil there yesterday. And we know if we have enough patience, how much these beds will just fill up. If y'all remember this bed, this is the bed I told you that I took handful of wildflower seeds and zinnias and poppies, and I just threw them all on top of this bed and watered them good every day. And I want you to look how thick. There's no telling. I mean, I'm going to say that 99.9% of them flower seeds come up, and I'm going to be able to have cut flowers. So many. It's going to be beautiful. I even planted some radishes in here. In fact, I'm going to maybe pull a few for my lunch today. And the nasturtiums are doing good with beautiful colors. This little pond I made in here, the birds come in here and get them a drink. I just love it. I guess they feel safe in there to fly down and get a drink. This back bed, if y'all remember it, I done the same thing. Of course, it's got two nice cabbage heads in there. It's got comfrey, got calendula, it's got all kinds of herbs, and I threw hands full of wildflowers in here, and you can see that most of them come up. Back here I've got some lemon thyme, creeping lemon thyme. I've got a cherry tomato plant that will grow up in this thing here that I've got that I'll be able to tie it up and keep it
A trellis is what I'm thinking of. There's that lemon balm. But I've got everything. The marigolds to help keep down some of the insects off my cabbage. There's a yellow yarrow. The things are coming up so good. And I planted another cherry tomato, which my grandkids love to eat. And I do too, in this trellis, to grow up this trellis too. So I'll have two cherry tomatoes here for my salads and for the grandkids to pick and eat. Here's a thing of cilantro, wildflowers, zinnias, different herbs. There's Thai basil that I love, Thai basil. All the flower seeds that come up. That's a trellis there for my cucumbers. When I get the seeds planted, I'm going to plant them back there by that trellis and let them climb the trellis. That's a really old trellis that I found at a flea market. So this bed is really getting full already, y'all. This bed, well, I'm going to show y'all back here. My sweet peas are coming up good back there at the hog panel. They're finally took off. And I've already planted some, I think there's 4 tomato plants I planted in among the sweet peas to grow along that hog panel too. So there's sweet peas and tomatoes growing back there. And then that middle row, there's nothing planted in it yet because that's where my okra will be planted pretty soon. I don't get in a hurry to plant my okra because it likes really hot, dry weather. And back there in the very back of the garden, you can see that we're letting it grow up and we're letting that part just kind of rest this winter. This bed here is going to be dedicated to my yellow crooked neck squash, but it does have flowers in it. It's going to have marigolds, and it's got all kinds of zinnias and stuff in it. And this back here are my scarlet runner beans that I've planted because I want them to run up this trellis and come down the other side. I also have this honeysuckle vine that I want to train it to go up and over my trellis. And then back there on the other side are some gourds that I planted. They start getting big where I can train them to go up over my trellis. The trellis should get pretty full before the summer's over, if it works out the way I want it to. So this bed is pretty much dedicated to that and the summer squash and a few flowers. I might even stick some green beans in there, I don't know. So in this bed here, I've got some lettuce that I'm going to pull for lunch. I keep the tool on it to keep as many harmful insects off of it. Here's some broccoli. I've even got some little broccoli heads starting. Now usually I have this during the day covered with my shade cloth. You see back there there's more plants. But today is a very cloudy day, windy cloudy day, so I took the shade cloth off. You see back there some more broccoli. I've got radishes, and there's also a comfrey plant in there among my broccoli. But all these little plants coming up is celery, beets, and Swiss chard. So they're just now getting a start. So this bed, one side of it is full and the other side is growing. In this pot here, I have some nasturtiums, and in the middle of that, I've got a elephant's ear bulb in there. I went ahead and planted me a couple of bell pepper plants, and these are the kind that a lot of times I'll buy at the grocery store. I've never planted them before, but we're going to plant them this year, and I really enjoy them. I think they might be kind of an Italian bell pepper. But I like to plant flowers among any vegetable. This is a phlox. I think they kind of help each other and in different ways. This bed here was an early planted bed. I keep the tool on top of it too. You can see how much it's grown since last time. So I've got Brussels sprouts and I've got cauliflower in here. And usually during this time of day I would have it covered up with shade cloth, but it needs some of that sunshine and it's cloudy today. But I got some Swiss chard in there. My dill is looking good. I got some cabbage, comfrey. And then even along the sides I've got onions planted. You see the onions coming up along the side, and then even on this side, I think I threw some flower seeds in there. So there should be either some zinnias, poppies, maybe some wildflowers coming up. But you can see how full that bed is. But I'm just showing you all these because you can see how much you can grow in one small bed. So it's looking pretty good, y'all. I'm going to be planting some green beans. I've still got a few little containers to plant. This bed here, I threw out thousands of flower seeds, but for some reason, some of them didn't come up. So I will be coming back with some more seeds in the bare spots, and I will be planting those and getting those going. Look at this dahlia. Is that not a beautiful color? I found that at Lowe's the other day. And it wasn't a bad price, and I just loved the color. So that come from Lowe's. Some people call them dahlias, some people call them dahlias. They're just a really pretty flower. And back here is everything in here except a few carrots and a rosemary was planted by seed. And I keep it covered up with my shade cloth. But there is just so much in here. There is lettuce, there's radishes, there's celery, carrots, Swiss chard, there is spinach, bunching onions, chives, there's flowers back there. There's different kind of radishes, spinach, carrots. There's even a couple dahlias back there in the corner. But this thing is loaded. I overplanted it. You can see that some of it come up spotty, but as it grows, it'll fill up and it'll be pretty full. Now, once it gets in the dead heat of summer, a lot of this lettuces and stuff will bolt. And that's when I'll come in and I'll replace it with some kind of peas or green beans. And then once I harvest those, right there's that rosemary from last year, and there's the dahlias. But and once the green beans are done, then I'll come back and I'll replant it with other cold crop plants to go into the fall and winter. So this bed and another bed will always have some kind of vegetables in it on into the winter time. Because the greens taste the best when you're going into the fall and to the winter. They are the best as far as lettuce, Swiss chard, kale, spinach, cabbage, broccoli, any of that tastes the best to me when you plant it about the end of August and go into your winter months with it. You just have to have sometimes a row crop cover to cover them up when it's really cold. But they usually make it pretty good here. My sweet green peas are finally coming up pretty good. I've had to fight the squirrels or a rat from digging my peas up, but they're doing pretty good. And back here you can see I got 2 cabbage heads in each one of them mineral buckets with some marigolds. They're doing really good. That row right there I'll work up later, and that's where I'll plant my okra. We love our okra, so I've got that space dedicated for my okra. Over here's our mullein plants. They will get real tall and they'll start to seed, and that's when we'll harvest the leaves, the stalk, well, first the blooms, the stalk and everything. I want to show y'all again how pretty my little crooked neck yellow squash, summer squash, is looking. That is one of the main things that I look so forward to during the summertime is yellow squash. And there's little flowers coming up that I planted some seeds to kind of hang out in there with it. But these plants will get really big and take this bed over. As time goes on, you'll see how much you can really grow in these small garden beds. I bought me a few more blackberry plants that I'm going to plant back with all my fruit trees and all the rest of the fruits. This is called an Osage blackberry. Even if you don't have a very big space, you can always make you a special place. And I always give all this beauty over to the good Lord. I think I'm going to pick me a few things to make me a salad for lunch today. And I noticed that one of these French breakfast onions, radishes, is getting really big. I usually pick them before they get this big. I hope it's not. It didn't get to the point of being bitter or anything, so I'm going to get that one and try it. But I absolutely love the French breakfast radishes. We're going to pull us some lettuce here, and I'm just going to, I want to get this one out. It's really getting big, and it's a romaine lettuce, and I don't want it to get too bitter. So we'll make us a good salad for lunch. Looks pretty. And of course this tool keeps most of the bugs away from my lettuces. Here in the back, I love this tower, and it was full of strawberries last year, and I'm going to have to get me some more. Most of them done really good. Down here is mint that's coming back, and of course the mint takes my gardens over. I have got enough dry mint in my pantry for the rest of my life, I can tell you. But I absolutely love mint tea, so it never goes to waste. This is my new fig tree. It's called a ruby red, I think, a ruby fig. Here's my other fig tree that I've got to work on. It's got a lot of dead branches on it. There's my lemon balm. Here is my black currants. I'm so proud of. I want to get me a couple more. My lemon balm, of course you can't get rid of it. It comes back at full force every spring, but we absolutely love lemon balm. And here is my new cherry tree. That's the old cherry tree, getting huge. And then here's the new one that I planted here in the high tunnel. I hope that it helps my other cherry tree to produce cherries. Maybe it will. This bed right here I've got to work on. I'm either going to plant sweet potatoes in it, because I've got my sweet potato slips getting ready. There's my fig tree. It's coming back, y'all, but there's a lot of dead stuff on it's got to come out of there. On this side of the bed, I'm leaving the purslane, the cover that I keep over it to keep it moist. If you pull all that up and just leave your dirt, it dries out and it leaves all, it just loses its nutrients. So just leave it until you get ready to plant it, and then you can pull it all up. But y'all, I want to show y'all something that I'm so proud of. I want you to look, I've got apples this year. I planted this apple tree 2 years ago. It was just a little bitty tree. I got it from Fast Growing Trees online. And oh my gosh, it has grown and it's given me apples this year. So every time I come out here, I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm finding all these little baby apples, and I'm so excited. So excited. So, yeah, that's a new one on me, because I've never had good luck with the apple trees on this place. But this one, it's done good in this high tunnel. It really has. It's right here where I can baby it and take care of it. And it's just wonderful. Now this is a grafted apple tree. There's 2 different kinds of apples on here. But it just done so well. And it hangs out back here by the rose bush, and it just seems to thrive back here. I even planted another dwarf apple tree right beside it to see how it does. But just to see these little baby apples that I have not seen in years of growing fruit trees. I never have good luck with apple or peach trees up on this hill since we've moved here. So wonderful. I'm so excited. Back there you can see the irises are coming up. There's 2 beds here that I'm not pulling out the grass cover on it either, the purslane or anything, until I get ready to plant it, because all that's doing is keeping nutrients into that soil and not drying it out. So until I get ready to plant it, it's good. So this is the high tunnel. This was the first place that I even had a garden when we first moved here. And now I'm dedicating it to nothing but fruit and berries. And of course, my garlic bed. This garlic was planted in the fall, and look how good it's doing. And then I've got some spring onions that are coming up and doing good. So we should have lots of garlic, because I've got garlic back there too. And I have not been able to get back here and clean up yet since our bad storms we had over a week ago. It just takes time to take care of everything, don't it? Look how big and beautiful that cherry tree is. This is my raspberries that's growing up and growing on that in and out of the trellis. And then I've got some more raspberries in the containers back there. Maybe we'll get a few raspberries this year. And y'all, I want you to look at these potatoes. Do y'all remember when I sat here and I just threw some whole potatoes in here and covered them up? Well, they're coming up. And in this bed too. So they done really good. I'm not wanting a big bunch of potatoes this year since I put up so many last year. My muscadine vine is looking good. It'll fill out and get... I haven't got any muscadines yet. I keep a-hoping. I know it takes several years. Look how pretty the purple irises are. They're so pretty. I think I may get some of them to put in my vase on the table today. But there's a few garlic in there. I'm trying to train it to go over this little trellis too. Back there is my little chicken house that I usually raise baby chicks in, but I'm not raising any this spring. But what I'm hoping is to get me some ducks pretty soon. But I'll have to keep them up here in the back garden, because if I let them out at the pond like I have Something gets them every time and kills my ducks. This is what I've got to clean this up, and I'm going to plant my new blackberry bushes right here against this fence. This little bed has been here and always been dedicated to the pollinators. This was my first little garden when we first moved on this hill, and I just had it in this high tunnel. But I planted all the pollinator plants I could on the right side and the left side to help bring the bees and the beautiful butterflies in. I do need to do a lot of cleaning back here though. We got bee balm and just all kinds of stuff. I'm already getting excited about summertime. How about y'all? So I got me some irises I'm going to put in my vase, and I'm going to go in and make me a salad, y'all. What do you think? How about we go in? Some of y'all been wanting me to do a house tour. So let's go in and see what we can find. So y'all that know me the best know that I love everything primitive, vintage, old, kind of like myself, wore out, with character. Some things that tell a story. This is who I am. I've always loved the primitive look, the baskets, the crocks, the vintage items. And Mr. Brown loves it too. He loves finding them just like I do. So in every corner and every nook, even though this is a small house, small cabin, I still find a place to put it. And sometimes I have to go out with the old and to bring any of the new back in, but that's okay. Because I love flea markets, I love antique stores, and I love things that tell stories. I've got an old soul, and I always will have. So I hope that y'all enjoyed the garden tour, the house tour. And I hope that y'all have a beautiful, wonderful weekend. Be safe. Have a good time with your family. So, from our blessed table to yours, remember, God loves you, and we love you too. God bless everybody.